Hi, this is Roger Smith, True Blue Lounge, and today I have Michael Spence from the 1982 graduating class. If you like this kind of content, please subscribe to my channel. And without further ado, let me introduce the main man, Michael.
Yes, yes, my brother.
All right, this is going to be part two. We tried part one, but the
Yes, it's a
telecommunication airways was chopping up, so I
yeah,
thought,
because living in the country,
yeah.
living in the
We're living in
country,
them nice
man,
areas.
in the hills with
So
horses and everything.
yeah. So Michael, I'm just gonna ask a couple of questions, but what I want to
Yes,
know
my brother.
is, let's take it straight from the top. Tell me how you got from graduation day to where you are now in England. What you've
Oh
been
well,
doing, the hills and valleys.
from graduation day, when I left, I started working. I was a night supervisor, Meat Plus. Yeah, and so I did that. Uh, maybe less than a year or so. But then I was kind of bored. And then my sisters my sister was in Kingston, my older sisters. So and they realized I want to pursue my music. For they know I love my music, so they said, "Come, why don't you just go to Jamaica School of Music?" I said, "Okay." So I went up, applied, and got accepted. So I started Jamaica School of Music. So I moved to Kingston, where the big leagues are. That's the heart of the music business, the heart of reggae music. So
What part
I
of
went into
Kingston we
Kingston.
talking about here?
Yeah, my
Firehouse,
first
Waterhouse.
No, well, my first the place I lived first was off Constant Spring Road, and on that little road I was with my sister Juliet, and the first musician I met was Burning Spear drummer. He
Okay.
used to pass me, yeah. So then we used to chat, and he gave me my first sticks and a drum bag and thing. Then yeah, and then after that I moved to Mullines Road, yeah, and after Mullines Road. And I moved to Red Hills Road, and that was it. I've been at Red Hills Road for a while, and then I left Red Hills. When I left Red Hills Road, that's when I came to England. Yeah,
Insane.
yeah.
Okay. So where your first introduction to music. So when you're in the country, what were you doing? Were you playing at
In
all?
England,
No. When you were in burnt savannah, let me say,
yeah.
were you playing at all? Were you
You
church
know,
music?
yeah. I started in church. I started music in church, but no. By the way, my first instrument was this, Roger.
Yeah, man.
This started in Unity School. Yeah, when we had they had some music festivals, and all the schools used to take part, and they had this piece of music. The pam ta da 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 dum pam 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 ba da da da. So I was playing the ping, pam ta da 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 dum da 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 dum da da da, ping, and Roger, there could never be a rehearsal without me. If I didn't come to school, they couldn't rehearse because the ping had to be in it.
That's right.
And I think we got a gold for that. Yeah. So and then anyway, I started when I was in like grade 4. I started learning guitar because this guy from church, I used to like watch him playing guitar. I said, "Yeah, I'd love to play that." So he gave me this little guitar. So every time, every evening after I come home from Unity, I used to rush to his house and he just teach me like little chords and things with a guitar. Gave me a guitar, so I started practicing. So that was in about 75, so 74, 75. So in about 76. No, we went to this church camp. So we used to have like every year you have that church camp. So I went to the church camp. It was in Hanover, this place called Green Island, and there was a drum kit there. So what I do, I rush to the drum kit like in the night and try and play. But if you remember, Roger, in school I used to knock the desk.
Yes,
You
yes,
remember?
most
And
definitely.
the teachers used to, Miss Campbell, Miss Richards, all of them used to hit me on my finger. I said,
At
"Stop that,
Unity.
boy! Unity." I think, yeah, man. Oh my days! They used to hit me. Spence, stop knocking on the desk. I said, "Whoa." So anyway, that's how I started playing drums on Unity in the desk, and then I started. I went. The first kit I went on was when I went to the church camp, and I was messing around. It's like for a week, and by the weekend they say, "No, you have to play at the banquet." I said, "Is it?" So I played at the banquet. My first week playing drums, and so that's when my drums start playing in regular or in church. Then I become the drummer for my church. You know, yeah.
Yep, yep, yep. So you went to the school in Kingston,
Jamaica School of Music.
right? Did some other famous people go to that school, or because there was
You
another
know,
famous school in Kingston, wasn't there?
there's loads of people.
Music school.
Yeah, that went to that. Yeah, yeah. That's where I met like loads of musicians and singers. Yeah, from the bands and thing. You know, the great Desi Jones and Sly. My tutor Derek Stewart. He played for like Aaron Lee and Dragoneers and thing. So he was my tutor. Yeah, for a short while there was this guy called Sparrow Martin. After for my tutor, he went on tour. Then Sparrow took over, but then he was like one of them older drummers. But he was such an alcoholic. He used to be drunk, drunk, drunk. So after a while, I took over his class. I started teaching
Right, right.
at School of Music. Yeah.
Okay, so after the School of Music, because I want to hear right up to the Jammies era, So
So,
after the
so,
School
so,
of Music,
so,
what you do?
all right. In School of Music now, when I was in School of Music, Tasty, they used to have like the talent competitions, right? So, every month, so I was asked to play in the band, with some other guys. So I started playing for like the singers and DJs or whatever for the competitions.
Okay, I did
And
see. I didn't know that. I didn't know that. So this
yeah,
I come out now. Yeah, cool.
yeah. So I used to play that like every month they have a concert. So I used to rehearse and play with them, play for all the new artists, for like people like who started in Tasty, like Nadine Sutherland started in Tasty, Yellowman started in Tasty, Brian and Toligo started in Tasty. No, plenty big acts started in Tasty. Yeah, so after that I started playing with Home T now, this Home T 4, the big singing group Home T 4. So I started
Do we know any of their
with
tunes? Home T4.
yeah, yeah. This is like which one of them? It's like there's this big thing they had with Shaba and and
Were
and
you gonna
and,
do
and
which one of them we love? That one
yeah,
was
oh,
that?
yeah, who them should love, yeah. Them are call us pirates,
Okay. Yep.
lead
Yep.
the
Yep.
roof taskers, yeah, and yeah, Home Tees. There was a big group. So Michael Bennett, he was like the lead writer for the group, so he write passive hits, most of the big hits in Jamaica, you know. He's one of the big songwriters. So then he used to go to the studio, so I used to like tag along with them to the studio. So then I started like learning
And
the
then when
little.
you say studio, I talk about Big Boy Studio now.
I started going to like the jammies, King Jammies with them,
Okay.
King Jammies and like Gussie Clark, Music Works, Penthouse Studios. I went to Tough Gun, Dynamic Sounds, Sonic Sounds, all them studios where. Then I started meeting all them people, man. I said, "Whoa, this is life, Roger." People that you grew up listening to, and then you're just like being surrounded by them, like Dennis Brown and all them big names. I said, "Whoa." So I started doing tracks with them. Started doing drums. Yeah, and
So let me ask you this much. In so people were able to see that you were an aspiring drummer.
yeah, yes,
And what's a good drummer? Because I remember living in Jamaica. I used to go to a New Testament Church of God, and there'd
yeah,
be a 7-year-old, and he's
Yeah.
beating the drums, and everybody's like, "Look at this little boy beat." So I mean, what's the difference between someone having that nice 80-year-old I'm a drummer to a Michael Spence, on
I
the
know.
tasties and in jammies?
But that's how it was, But you have to have. There's a discipline now, so it's not all about like all the feels and all the things. You have to keep timing. You have to keep the time, keep everything together. So you can't be just being playing selfishly and just be playing and showing off one thing.
You mean like
That's
the
all
church
about
one, them?
right.
Like the
That's
one in
what.
that
That's
church when the pastor, when they might collect the money, them lick them even more to
but that's
keep
right.
the
That's
song,
right.
drag it out.
Yeah, man. So with that you learn discipline.
Uh-huh.
Discipline. And like the drum is like the heartbeat, the backbone of the music. You know,
Okay.
especially the
So
reggae music. Especially the reggae music.
so where am I now? So you they've started to bring you to studios. So is it one studio or several studios you're going to now?
Several studios, as I said, started going to like Jammies, King Jammies. I met King Jammies, King Black Scorpio. I went to Music Works with Gussie Clark. I went to Tough Gong, Bob Marley's studio man, who I met like his wife, his kids, you know, the top engineer Earl Brown, who did mix all his songs. Yeah, so I've been to like Byron Lee's studio, Dynamic Sounds, Sonic Sounds. I've been to like every studio. The studio in the hill, like Stony Hill,
Okay.
where you have like Chris, what's his name? Chris Black? No, not Chris Blackwell.
Blackwell, yeah, yeah.
Not Chris, no, not Chris Blackwell.
Okay.
He was Grace Jones. They were together, but she was there sometimes. Yeah, So yeah, I've been to them. Those are
Oh,
studios.
Michael, you know some people. Okay. So
Yeah,
I interviewed Stan Martin, as you know, the
yeah,
manager
yeah.
out there, and
I
I've
spoke to him.
spoken to Chuck Turner. I love his music because his era of jammies was a real nice.
Yeah, I did stuff with Chuck.
Yeah, yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah,
That's
I
nice.
did stuff with Chuck. Yeah.
So give me a really entertaining time, a time when you were really happy, because I'm sure once you're in these environments, you actually feel as though you've arrived. Look at me. I'm
I
playing
know.
music with the best of the best.
I know. I see. I remember. All right, let me see one of them now. I remember doing soundtrack for this movie called called Clash. That was like a Jamaican thing with Jasmine. Jasmine guy was in the movie, so and she was in the studio and thing. So we're doing
Okay.
like we here. We did There's another movie too. We
Hey,
did. I
hey,
did
I'm not gonna make you pass that. Jasmine Guy, I know. I know they mock her a little bit now because she looks so different, but I
I
think
know. I
the
know. I
reason
know.
they
I
mock
know.
her is at every random in that era, it was every man's crush.
I
Jasmine
know. I
Guy
know.
was,
I know. I
you
know.
know,
She was. She was for real. And the thing is, we took her to these Google clubs in Kingston.
wow,
You see,
wow,
I
wow.
see Brian. What my friend Brian from Brian and Tony Gold. He was like Brian. He goes everywhere. He knows all of every person who works in them clubs. So we took her there. She's trying to learn her part for the movie.
Right.
you know. So
Hey,
yeah,
hey, you know what I always do? I like to do right in the middle of my interviews, do a nice little cognitive test. Name me five people from when you came. So you came second form.
yeah.
Name me
You know what,
five men and five women from that class.
Roger? When I came, it was like unity school, because most of my friends were in my class. You was in my class.
All right. Well. I want you to name. I want you to name five. Five guys, five
You,
girls.
Nigel Myrie, no, sorry. You, Nigel Myrie, Peter James,
Okay.
Dwight Tate,
All right.
Lloyd Ennis. How much is
Okay.
that?
That's five. You're gone. You're gone. You're all right.
Eh. All right. For girls now, it was like Carmen Brown, Karen Davaris,
Uh huh.
Kim Williams,
Uh huh.
Consuela Campbell,
Uh huh.
Iskali Eunice. Janet Smith.
Hey,
Is that, is that,
man,
is
you
that,
boss yourself now and call too much name, you know. Hey,
yeah.
guess
So
what?
so
But at least, it's nice that you remember. You'll be surprised the amount of people that don't remember. You know what I mean?
like the thing is, as I say, it was like my friends, all my friends from Unity were in my class.
Right.
Plus more, I got some new friends still, you know.
Yep.
But he was cool. I would say, what, Roger?
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
good. That's
that
good. That's good.
was 2H, don't it? 2H.
Yes. That was on top
That
of
was in,
the bathrooms or something like that. I think it was.
right beside
Yeah.
Kurt Kelly's class.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, so I'm glad you remembered it well. I'm glad you remembered it well. So Michael, do you get to play any music now? I
Yes,
mean,
I do.
I see behind you. There's a
Yeah,
lot of stuff. You know what I mean?
I got my music, man. My music stuff. I always have like a setup. If I do stuff for people like come from all over
Right.
to do stuff for them. So, as I said, right now I'm doing this Butcher Band and thing and what's the name? Is a Signal.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's a remix. So I'm just doing them.
So the
When I
last time
finish,
we spoke, Michael, in the interview, that the quality wasn't all that good.
yeah.
You told us that you had produced a record, or you had wrote a record, a famous record that we knew. Can you tell us about it?
Um, it's that I've tried one or two still, you know. But
Tell us
I
about
think you're talking.
the famous ones we know.
I think you're talking about that Sanchez song.
Go on. What was it? Which one?
I can't wait.
Hey, if you
You
can give
say
us some
you
bars,
love me, baby. Yeah,
if you can give us some bars, but there's one that you actually wrote yourself.
yeah. I wrote that.
Okay. So you
I
were
can't
always
wait till
writing,
the
Mike?
morning comes, and I can't wait till the evening's done.
That was
You
a
call
nice
me
tune.
on the telephone. You say you love me, baby,
And
and
what
we
was the
should be.
inspiration behind that?
You know what? We were doing this album with Sanchez, and Sanchez came to the studio. Like we're in Marvelly, in this guy called Bobby Digital. So we're doing an album, and every day we're in there like every day, and he kept doing just sing over songs like Boys to Men and that and that. So he came in one day. I said, Kevin, do you have any songs? He said, he's lazy. He's a proper lazy guy. And the thing is, he's a good writer, but he's lazy. So I said, Kevin, we can't do a whole album. It's like a karaoke album, you know.
Right.
You know, so I said, okay, what you do then? You just go outside. Let me just put a track on and just write a song for you. So he went out. I said, go smoke some weed or something. If I used to love his weed and things. So uh, he went out and I started writing. Put the track on and start writing. And it was like a quick. He did about 12 minutes. It was finished. It was a quick song.
Wow.
So I called him. I said, Kevin, ready? And he said, ready? I said, yeah. So I played the song and and I started singing. He said, yeah, come. So we took him into the voice room. So if that song, Raja, he sung it by line by line. So I sang, then he sang. He sang and he sang,
Wow.
you know. So that's how it came up. It was a quick song, and then there was another song. I wrote two songs on the album. The first one I wrote when I was in Manning's. One of the other songs named "Who Cares." That's what the song I wrote when I think I was.
You can't just say it like that, Michael. Some of it was that have a musical listening ear might remember it, So
I don't know.
grab
I
what,
don't know.
what you need to grab. But so who cares? Was that a Sanchez tune as well?
Yeah, yeah. It's one of the songs I wrote when I was man. I can play it still. I think I have them.
Go
I
on, man,
think I
go
can.
on. This is your time.
I think I can play it. Let
Yeah.
me see. Let me.
So while you look for it, Mike. So Sanchez and these guys were a little bit older than you at the time, yeah.
You know what? I think he started early. So I don't know how old Sanchez is
That's
now
the
though.
thing about it. A lot of times when we see a lot of these artists, we see them from them pre-teens and early, and we don't even know that they were that young, voicing
Yeah.
tunes. You know.
Alright, sing it again for me. Alright. We promise not to fall in love. So while the words I love you was in my reach not far above. And that's the way I get to you.
But
Hey,
your voice better
love
than Fame.
you. You know the way I feel
So that's
for
it.
you.
That's
So you
why.
wrote this one as well, yeah?
Yeah, I wrote that, and then and this the I can't wait. No, let me see. I can't.
So did you get credit for these songs,
Yeah,
Mike?
man, I get credit for them.
You named the Penny 7 inch, Mikey
They're upon
Spence.
it, man,
Okay.
and I get my
Your
PRS,
royalties. Nice.
my PRS.
That's good. That's good. That's good.
I can't
So
wait.
Michael, what did the digital era really do to the business?
You know what? It just I think it just for I'm coming from an analog era still, so it's good to transition still. For like back in the days, if you go into the studio, you have to have loads of money, you have to have a big reel of tape, and you have to book the studio time and thing, you know. And now it's like easy. It's much easier now for people to make music, but then everybody's making music now, so the quality of the music is not really as good as how it was, you know, because everybody's a producer now. People are producing themselves, you
Right.
know.
But it's just like content creation and news media.
Yeah,
Everybody used to sit down and watch the news at 7 o'clock. I know
you
some
know.
people. Everybody watch YouTube.
Yeah, yes it did.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh my
So,
god.
so did it affect how the money moves around the industry? So a guy like Jammies that used to have his whole board
Yeah,
where him can
it,
adjust
it
every
does, you
part.
know. It does because to, it's so easy enough for people can just get a laptop. You can get a laptop and a little sound card and a mic, and then you can just do your thing, you know. And then
Remember
so
Vibes Cartel or some wicked tune. Vibes Cartel was able to produce and give us from in the confines of his prison cell. So that tells
that's
you,
right. That's what I'm saying.
and some
You
good
know,
tune too. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
for me, I can't even go. I can just go to the park and just create music now.
Right.
You know, but then the thing is, the core. I think maybe as a musician still, you know, you sometimes you can hear the difference, but then the people who buy it, they don't even care. That's the thing.
So
And you
so where does your passion? So you got a lot of passion for music, Michael. And as you get older now, what do you do with all that passion and the relaxation and all that music gives you? What do you do with it now?
see, well, I try like teach some little younger ones and still, you know, show them, you know, and let them hear like what's real singing and it's all about, you know, like so I played some old songs. I say, okay, listen to this, you know, listen how they pronounce it. Listen how the songs are written, how they are arranged. You know, it's not just everything else on a monotone thing. Yeah, da 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 da. Da, where everything now, some of the things that sound so alike. You know,
Yeah. Are you
you know,
finding
and
the youngsters receptive?
you know what? Some of them, you know, but then you know what? You have to you have to support them still. You know, you can't only advise them. You know, you have to support them for as I said, music changes. You know, so for the music, well, my my grand used to listen, you know, wasn't the one that my parents were listening, you know. And then
Right.
what my parents used to listen, well then we grew up on those still, you know, so we get to appreciate them. I say, oh, you know what? Those are good for as I said to you before, um Roberta Flack, she gave me this album, this collection of music from the early 90s, 19 805, so collection of black music or so, and I said, wow. I started learning so much from them, even the name. And the thing, they used to just record with just one mic, everything. So,
Right.
yeah, so that taught me a whole lot, man.
You know, Mike,
Yeah,
I remember one day a friend of mine, we were talking about music, and he was telling me how different he was from me. So he had a Technics turntable, he had his Technics turn up,
yeah,
and he'd put a record on, and it was always reggae,
yeah.
and he'd put a record on, and he'd play it on the Technics turntable, and then he'd play the CD. And in his mind, sorry, I shouldn't say in his mind, but to him, there was a big difference between CD quality and
Yeah.
the analog quality.
It's, it
And
is, it's just like it's so too clean. Like,
yeah, and it
but
took him ages for him to show me and explain to me, because it's a feeling. Even hearing the needle drop on the record,
yes, all that.
that
It's
is
a
so
whole
real,
different vibe. If I, what the CD does, if I, they remaster like some of the old stuff, and what it does is it shows up like the little mistakes and thing,
Yeah.
the remaster. I say, wow, even that. I said, God, like if you're not even talking a little, for me, I'm a person when I'm listening to something, I listen to it, every part of the music I listen. I don't only listen to the drums, I listen to the strings, the bass, the vocals, the harmonies. I listen to everything. I said,
Right.
wow, you know. But I listen to that deep, deep, deep. Yeah.
Michael, another thing is, you know, when you mature, your what you used to listen to, what you listen to now is just totally different. So
Hmm.
for example, as I've got older, I'm listening to some country music that I wouldn't listen
Okay.
to. Not old country. There's a dude called Kane Brown that I listen to.
Okay.
An African American. I think he's half and half dude, but really, really, when I say half and half, half black, half white. But
I think I, I think that's the guy you told me about some time ago. You told me about that guy.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But I started listening to his music, and what was funny is, I rolled up at work, and you're trying to get to know someone, and you're prodding, and you're
Hmm.
just talking, and he says, "Have you ever
Yeah.
heard of a guy called Kane Brown?" I'm like, "No." I said, "What's his
Hmm.
genre?" "Oh, country." And you know me, I'm like country. If
I
it
know.
ain't dance hall, reggae,
But
I
it's,
ain't listening to it. And
but
anyway,
the thing,
I downloaded it, and I went on a drive. I can't remember where I was driving to. One of them long drives. I think I was going
yeah,
to Austin or Houston,
yeah.
and I put on Kane Brown, and man, I was sold. And then I realized, you know what? It ain't about what we think it's about. This thing
You
is
know
this
what?
thing's deep.
That's what growing up in Jamaica taught us still enough. But in Jamaica, remember we had country, we had jazz, we had soul, we had rock, you had R&B, you had different genres of music. Yeah, even
Right.
even the Indian. So I appreciate that too, because like even when I started, like, remember my first time in England, I was talking to this old guy, and he was saying, "How you know them songs?" I said, "Well, that's you hear them on the radio." Uh, that's the thing. They play everything on the radio.
Yeah.
Yeah, people think that Jamaica is just all about reggae. I said no.
Yeah, we
They
have
play.
we, we, we
ev-
have this thing wherein there was a time I think in the 70s there was a lot of cover because we had a jukebox, and
yeah,
I mean there was a lot of reggae, but there was a lot of country covers.
country.
and
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and what was weird was when you heard the originals, you were like, I
This is
thought
it.
I thought Sanchez sang that.
That's right. That's right. You see,
Hey Mike, so I've got some light-hearted questions I want to ask you.
yeah, man.
Favorite travel destination and why?
You know what? I love. I've been there about 4 times. I love Japan. I just love the whole feel. I love the culture, the people, the people I met. They were so sweet. They're so sweet. Yeah, man. I love Japan. You
So,
know.
did you play over there?
Yeah, I did concerts in Japan.
Is
There's
that
some.
like is that in Tokyo? In Tokyo itself?
I've been Tokyo, Osaka, Nagasaki, we do Kyoto, all over. Yeah,
I
all
don't
over.
know. I don't. I know Tokyo well because I spent some time there. And there was a district called like Roppongi, and
Yeah,
Roppongi is where the where the clubbing and all of that sort of
yeah,
stuff
yeah.
is.
And
But
the thing is, them people party. Them people can party.
yeah, yeah. But you
Wow.
know why? Do you know why they party like that in the
Because they work
cities?
hard.
Yeah, they
They
work
work
hard. But
hard.
what happens is they don't entertain at home. They entertain out. They go home to
That's right.
sleep because they,
Mhm.
especially in Tokyo, they live in some shoe boxes, some real
I know.
small.
That's right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. All right.
Oh man, that was a joke, man. Good. Oh my gosh.
Tell me
Oh my
about a
days.
childhood memory that you still cherish, and you've got a clear recollection of. Or you
All
probably
right.
have a lots of them, but name one.
There's so much. The thing there's so much of them. All right. We go into remember we used to go on like school trips, right?
Yes.
Yeah, we used to like take the trip, go to Kingston, go see the pantomime. Then we coming back, we stop at the clubs.
Yep.
Mandeville.
Yep.
Oh my days. God, I remember.
Those were the days. If you were lucky enough to have a little girlfriend, and you're at the back of the
That's what I'm
bus,
saying.
and you're at the
That's
back of the
that's what I'm
bus.
saying. That's what I'm saying. And oh
So
boy,
were you dating? Were you dating at school?
look, I was all over the place, man.
Okay, okay.
Did you see my yearbook? Who wrote them things in the yearbooks?
Um, Someone told me it was Whitelock, Sia Young,
Somebody
Sia
said it was
Whitelock.
Saya to them. Somebody said it was Saya. But on it they say when the girls are away, Spence cannot play.
All right, all right, all right. You were the
And
man.
and 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 I tell you, even up to graduation. Oh my day, I was late for my graduation.
Wow. So outside work, Mike, and as far as the music's concerned, what do you do outside when you're not playing music, or is this what you're doing all the time outside
You
work?
know what? If I'm not playing music, I'm trying to learn. I always try to learn new stuff. Right now, my wife's trying to teach me like trading and thing, like the CRT thing, and all that stuff. So I've been looking at that. But I'm always trying to learn new stuff, Raja. I'm like you,
Yep, yep, yep.
curious with technology. Me, I love technology. I love technology, man. I'm into it. I'm
So when
so
it comes
into
to
it.
things like books, TV shows, movies, what gets you going, or do you have
You know,
time for
I,
that?
you look. I was what was it? A few days ago, I went into the living room. I was looking at TV. I haven't been into this living room for a while to watch TV. I was watching this thing with my wife. You know, with his what's his name? Idris. What's his name?
Elba,
Alba.
Idris Elba.
Alba. Yeah, this is a series. I'm saying, wow. I hardly get to watch telly.
Wow.
But when I used to sit and watch telly, I used to watch Roger Guest.
EastEnders, Coronation Street.
I don't watch them stupidness. I watch Western.
Okay,
Give me the
okay.
Western. I love Western. Western and I don't like the History Channel or like anything. I just like the type of things. Love them stuff. Them.
Yeah, I used to watch. I watch a lot of stuff because when your wife's watching stuff, you sit down beside her, you end up watching. But for me, I
She used to force
watch.
me to.
Yeah, I watch a lot of techie stuff. Just
That's
learning
me.
stuff
I
for
love
me.
I love learning new stuff. I
Yeah,
love
yeah, yeah.
learning.
But
I think that's
what's nice is as you get older, it's learning stuff you want to learn. You know what I mean?
yeah.
It's not somebody a dry a history class I come teach about foolishness that you have no interest in and will not
I
enrich in your
know.
life.
I
English
know. I know.
literature. I mean, whose
I know.
big decision was that?
Roger, Roger, I think we even from primary school to high school, there's some stuff we did we would never ever use them. It'll have nothing to do with life, don't it?
It's amazing
This
now with
for me, yeah. It's like a waste. It's like I said, but I think they should just teach. like bring kids down. Like, all right, teach kids like find their passion or work on it. You
Yeah, I think
understand?
it's the industrial age with the
Yeah,
factories. That's why we have the bells and the 8 hour work. You know, them have us, getting us ready for the 9 to 5 grind. You know,
yeah.
and
See, but
every 35 minutes there's a bell ring and you're gone to our next class. You know,
you
so
know, I think I think most of the bosses now, are people are not even the ones that work like the unit people and them things, are the people who started a little business, you know. It's not them intellect.
yeah.
That's why they hire other people to do it.
So if you could have dinner with any historical figure or anybody, who would it be, dead or alive?
Oh, all right, now let me see. Who would I sit with? Who
Hey,
would
you
I
know what?
sit?
To be interesting, let's say it's a table. It's a table, and you can spend time with 3 or 4 people. Name them. There may not be one. It could be whole heap.
All right. I like to sit. I would like to sit with Bob.
It's
I like to
amazing
sit
you
with.
can say Bob, and I would not think it was Bob Geldof
Come on, this
or
as
Bob
if you say
Dylan.
Janet. It's like if you say Janet, you know who Janet is. If you say Michael, you know who Michael is, don't you?
Spence.
Bob. Yeah, I would love to sit with Bob. Bob, man, and and dig his brains to man. Yeah, I like Bob. Let me see, go back in the days now. Who would I would like? I would like to sit with even Martin. Them people.
Wow. You know,
Martin.
as a music man, you know who I think would be good for someone like you to speak to? But he's
Oh,
alive. Stevie Wonder. Can you imagine his
um,
brain?
you know what? You know what? We did when I was with specialists, inspections. We did well. We were in the studio together at the time though, but we did stuff together. With TV. Well, that's TV played on. So I did tracks. I did stuff with that with Stevie. You know, that was for I don't remember. It was for for specialists. He know them people, man. Well,
You know what's
yeah,
good though with Stevie is that because of his sight,
yeah.
him not having any sight, I'm just wondering the enhanced hearing that he has, how that
He's a
comes out in the
genius.
music. Yeah.
That guy's a genius, man. It's like Prince, as I said, but Prince. Well, I met Prince and things, so
Did
I
you
know
work with
Prince.
Frankie Paul at all?
Yeah, I work with Frankie. I work with
What was
Frankie.
he? What was he like? Because being blind, I would have thought musically he would have been on a different level.
Well, he's super talented. He guy play, sing. He's so super talented. He just had this lifestyle where we didn't agree with. You know.
I tell you, I'm gonna say this politely. Us Jamaicans.
Yeah, we know. Yeah, yeah, and it was so. It was. I said no. He was talented. Super talented guy, man. Super talented.
So
Yeah,
when you
super.
think of the where music is gone now with even this trap reggae and stuff like that, how do you when you listen to it, what comes to mind?
It's I say it's still all evolution still. Well, it's like the youngsters, like they're experimenting. Well, we started experimenting when we were young too. So I still have to support them. We can't. We can only advise them how to make it better and thing. Make it more. More different. Not everything to be the same. And how at least if I even notice them, the lifespans are short, don't they? They're so short.
Yeah. I mean,
They're
for me,
so.
I've started listening to Busy Signal.
Mm,
When I say started, I know these men out a long time,
mm,
but I can name some Skilly Bang songs because I'm
yeah,
enjoying that music.
yeah, yeah,
There's a guy called Skeng. I'm not so up with his music yet, but I listened to it. But
yeah,
but for
yeah,
me, it had to be. It's kind of like an acceptance of a new genre. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
know, and even in England, I've seen the music change, because you
Changes, yeah.
had the Jamaican kids. Well, when I say Jamaican kids, Jamaican English kids with
Mm-hmm.
Jamaican parents, and then I
Mm-hmm.
noticed the Ghanaian and Nigerian kids. They
Yeah,
weren't speaking. They weren't rapping in broken English. They were rapping in a London tone. You know what I mean?
that's
And
right.
then these
That's right.
guys were getting big out of it. So it
Yeah,
was
man.
it, it was nice to see. Nice to
But
see.
really, I appreciate it. I mean, I just love music. I just love music across the board. That's maybe that's why like people come. I do different sessions with different, you know, across the genres. Because I would even do a rock session. I do, you know, R&B, jazz. I would do different sessions. So I get to meet quite a few different people in my career.
Yeah,
Get
that's
to
good.
work with different people. Yeah.
So, do you know that there is a Cecil Pringle football extravaganza going on next
Yes.
year?
Yes. On 2025. Yeah.
All
I
right, you
see.
know it in March. Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm only saying this because Dwight Coote and Brian Young, Dodger and Gabby would be very,
Hmm.
very upset if I didn't mention it. But I thought I'd mention it to you, so when you book the big ticket from with the English pound, them, you know where you need to
Go
be
down there.
at March. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I'd love to be there, man.
yeah. And I
You
think
know
this
what?
time it's going to be different. You know what I mean? Them have to cook on the premises. You know them where they make man sit down on
Okay.
stool and
Hmm.
eat there, and you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
No
yeah,
dress
yeah.
up business.
Oh man,
Yeah.
yeah, still have gone over my days. Well, I was talking to Sila some years ago.
Wow.
Well, about a couple of years ago. Yeah, I was talking to him, man. And trust me, Sila was one of them guys. I said, man, I said, Sila, if you was in England, Sila, man, trust me, you'd have made it. I
Well,
tell him that.
as you know, there's a lot of Jamaican football players playing in the league now. So
Hmm.
yeah, that time is coming now. I think coming from the country,
Yeah.
that's a hard move because I think the Kingston schools were the schools where that was a feeder
Mm.
system for anything.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, Michael, I'm really glad that we got to spend a little time together and chat. And I want to do
Yeah,
this
man.
more often. As I
Yeah,
said,
man.
go ahead.
Whenever, man. Just
Yeah,
whenever,
yeah, man.
whenever, brother.
And remember, as I said, I want to bring on a couple of other guys as well so that we can talk and make sure we can all get together. You know what I mean?
We didn't have like a
Yeah, 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 yeah,
round
yeah,
table
yeah,
type of thing.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah,
that would be nice.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And while we're here, when we finish this, I'm gonna get Gabby on and see if we can have a three of us right now.
Yes,
Okay, all right.
yes,
Anyway,
man.
thanks for this. I'm gonna stop the recording now. Thank you very much for spending the time and talking to me, Mike. And we had no problems here,
Anytime,
man. All right,
anytime, my brother, man.
all right, cool.
Respect. And remember, people, subscribe, press
Oh,
the like button,
there you go. Thank you.
let my brother's channel grow.